It hit me the day after we got to Yellowstone. Now, I love camping, and I certainly love seeing the natural wonders of the world, but I had enough of that. You see, San Francisco was calling me big time. Ever since the summer of 1967, the summer of love that I watched with my fellow classmates as we were getting ready to go into our senior year. And here it is, the spring of 1969. I haven't been there yet. So I discussed my sense of urgency with my travel mates, and they agreed, hey, you should go for it rather than being all fidgety with us as we take another 2 weeks to get to California going through Oregon. And not being shy, I figured, hey, I got a good potential ground right there around Old Faithful. Everybody's waiting for the big spritz. So I started asking, hey, I'm looking for a ride to California. You happen to be going that way after Yellowstone? And it took maybe 2 or 3 people, and bingo, a young woman. Do you drive? Yeah. Okay, we need another driver. Meet us at 5 o'clock at the lodge. Kind of serious, but, it's a ride. So at 5 o'clock, she's standing at the passenger door to an old van, and she opens it, bids me to get in, and hops in the back with another woman who's back there. And I turn to the driver. Guy appears to be maybe a little older than I am, kind of just scraggly black, dark hair. And I'm about to introduce myself, and that's when the weirdness begins. His hand goes out. Your name is Joe. This guy's assigning me a name? I'm Nuclear. Okay. I took the ticket. I'm taking the ride. It kind of squelched my normal conversational. I like to talk to people. But I'm chilling that aspect. And I noticed as we're going along that Nuclear, has this kind of authoritarian relationship with the 2 women in the back. Barking orders. Bring that canteen up here. And then one of them appears to be his girlfriend. And then he's starting to tell me, we're part of this family. We live in Southern California, and we have a bus, and we go back and forth across the country. And I'm thankful that this didn't turn into some kind of recruitment to whatever the heck they belong to. So I'm not comfortable with these people by any means, but I'm not worried, at least not yet. After nightfall, I look over at the gas meter and notice the needle is heading towards Eddie. And I reach for my wallet. Hey, I'll kick in, I'll cover the whole thing if you need. The hand goes up again. Apparently, Nuclear and Company don't believe in buying gas. So what he does is take the next exit off, and now it's dark. And he finds the first unlit parking lot and retrieves from the back of the van a length of hose and a jug. Well, what am I going to do? I'm not any super moral guy, but stealing gas from people is low. But I'm 10 miles from Salt Lake City, and residents of Salt Lake City scare me as much as this group does. This could turn potentially violent, so I put aside my moral judgments and my worry about getting a mouthful of gasoline, because after the first car, he hands me the hose. You ever do this before? No. So I get quick instructions, and I successfully siphoned my first jug full of gasoline, something I am not proud of. Well, thankfully, the rest of the trip is uneventful. He drops me off on the Oakland side of the Bay Bridge, and within minutes I get a ride, and getting that ride is like switching channels. It's like going from some black and white psychodrama to normal life in full color. I get in the car, hey, where do you want to go? I got a list of phone numbers, and I don't know San Francisco yet, so I say, well, how about the corner of Haight and Ashbury? That sticks in my mind. And I'm standing there about 5 minutes, and a long-haired couple comes along. Hey, you look like you need a place to stay. And a couple of minutes after that, or just a few minutes, I'm showered and smoking a joint and listening to the coolest FM I've ever heard. And hey, I'm in hog heaven. I made it. And I remain totally infatuated with San Francisco. I'm in love with the city throughout the summer. So in love that when the headlines hit a couple of months later in August about these really horrendous murders in Southern California. Of course, I'm shocked. You know, Sharon Tate and all her house guests, the LaBiancas. But it's like Southern California is another world, another state. So I don't really think about it. And it's sometime after that that it's attributed to some cult, and there's a photograph of the cult leader, Charlie Manson, and I'm not making any kind of connections yet. In fact, I don't until a couple of years later, when I actually meet somebody from Southern California who was peripheral to the Manson family. And in talking about that, he said something about, yeah, Charlie had this authoritarian thing with women. And bing, the authoritarian thing, the outside the law thing. Nuclear didn't have a full beard, but he had stubble. It's just too coincidental. I know that I'll never know. But to this day, I really believe that I had a ride from Yellowstone Park to San Francisco with Charlie Manson. And I'm glad to be here.